Ian moves on from Florida. It seems other states across the southeast will soon be feeling its wrath. The storm, now downgraded to a Category 1 hurricane, is expected to hit coastal Georgia and the Carolinas. Our Tom Kowalski is continuing his storm coverage. So, Tom, you interviewed someone who's currently staying with family in Athens, Georgia, as she weathers through the storm, and she has a special connection with Erie as well.
She does, Emily. Not only is Erie the city where she met her husband of now 55 years, over 55 years, but she's also the grandmother of our very own Sarah Talks. Now, I chatted with her about how she's been staying safe during the storm.
The thing with these storms is they are so unpredictable.
That's how Nancy Neff of Savannah, Georgia, described the chaos of tropical cyclones. She, her husband John, and their dog Ellie decided to evacuate their home near the coast and stay with Neff's daughter in Athens, Georgia while the storm passes.
You know, an awful lot of people that I know, they don't have anybody outside of Savannah. And so that means they have to try to book hotel rooms, and you don't want to book it too early, but if you wait until there's an evacuation notice, it's almost impossible to get rooms.
And while she says they used to pack everything, they've learned to just take the basics.
Last night, we grabbed a few handfuls of clothes, we packed food for our dog Ellie, made sure we had gas, and jumped in the car and left.
Neff says she'll often wait for officials to tell her to evacuate. But this time, she decided to get ahead of the curve and hunker down with family.
When we saw what was happening down in southern Florida and the talk about it crossing the state of Florida, going back into the ocean and coming back towards Savannah, that was sort of what really alarmed us. It makes me feel very fortunate that I have family somewhere that I can go when there is a storm.
But most of all, she warns people to stay safe.
Most people survive, but an awful lot of people don't. And every year when there's a serious one, we hear terrible stories after the fact. It's, you know, sometimes people are lucky. Most of the time people are lucky, but not all the time. And so why take a risk and leave all those people that care about you behind?
Now, the National Weather Service has warned those living in coastal cities to beware of flooding and storm surges. But for more Hurricane Ian coverage, stick with Erie News Now. Live from the studio, Tom Kowalski, Erie News Now.